Hello, this is Andrew with My Million Bike, and this is the Big River Gravel Series 1904 50K 2023 recap. If you're interested in the complete race footage, there's a link to that in the description below. Before getting into the race, I should probably explain why it's September and this is my first race for the year. If you read the My Million Bike blog, and you really ought to, I try to post a couple times a week about news, fitness related stuff, nutrition, training, and bloggy type stuff too. You know that I had a couple back surgeries this year that have kept me off the bike. I'm still sorting out some of that. As much as I'd like that to be done, there is still some stuff going on. But importantly, and I guess obviously, I am able to ride the bike outside again, which is awesome. Next bit of housekeeping. It has been fantastic to watch the Big River Gravel Series develop. Organization, communication, route, and after party, all nailed. Great job. Kudos to them. If you live within 3 to 4 hours of the Illinois-Iowa border and like racing gravel, they are doing it for real. Bring on the turkey burner. Hopefully the weather will be better this year. Let's get to the race. There was a nice, long, neutral start, which was great because I might have been the last person to line up. I got busy chatting with some folks. I just forgot to get there early. It's been a while. Fortunately, with the neutral start being what it was, I just rode up near the front without any problems. The first few miles were pretty low key. That was kind of how I expected it to go. There was a big climb right around 4 miles that was guaranteed to create the necessary separations. I'm going to put a course profile around here somewhere so you can kind of see where those climbs were in the race and how dramatic they were. Remember, this is out on the border between Illinois and Iowa, and while I like to say that there are no hills in Illinois, there actually are some real climbs along the Mississippi River. Let's digress for a second to talk about that climb. Features like this are a sign of good race course design. We want selections to happen early. I totally understand that it might not feel good to get spat out the back of the front group at 4.1 miles. I don't like it either when that happens to me, but it's safer for everyone. And realistically, those selections were going to happen eventually anyway. The sooner the better. And that way they're more likely to end up with a group that suits your rider profile. First climb created selections. That was totally expected, and like I said, a good thing for everyone racing. What I wasn't expecting is that when I put real numbers down from the saddle at any real duration, my back lit up. I ignored it as long as I could, but then I got out of the saddle without thinking to take the pressure off, and naturally the rear tire lost traction. Sorry about that, Matt. It wasn't an issue here, but I learned something. Don't try to match numbers with these guys on the remaining climbs. You won't be able to do it without standing, and that's not going to work out very well. I'm not going to lie, I was a little surprised at how hard they hit it and how long they kept hitting it. That's not a bad thing. It's just a reminder that short race doesn't mean easy race. Taking a quick look at the numbers for that selection, I averaged 321 watts for the first 3 minutes, 302 watts for 4 minutes, and 271 watts for the 5 minutes when I just stopped looking at it. And I'm, let's call it 69.5 kilograms. So yeah, I ended up riding with that group for most of the race. There were attacks every so often. As far as I know, everyone covered, but we might have dropped a few riders. It was fun. For the most part, after that selection at 4 miles, it was a fast, friendly group ride. Pace went up and down. We chatted a little bit. Did I mention it was fun? I knew there was a big climb coming around 21, 22. So I decided to get to the front and try to surf my way back because of the stuff going on with my back. I could have timed it better, although I wasn't doing any numbers that should have impacted what happened. I hit the climb first. I put down solid numbers and then watched them ride away from me while I did 380 to 400 watts. The plan almost worked. I just about exited with the last guy, although he also got dropped. Either way, not as successful as I'd hoped. I kept them in sight for a long time, but then I lost my chance to get back on when I had to stop for a left turn because of some traffic. Although even if I had caught back up, I probably would have gotten dropped on the next climb. Actually, let's just cross out the probably. I would have gotten dropped on the next climb. Ended up soloing the rest of the course. Maybe picking up a couple positions on the big climb. There were a bunch of people on the side walking around taking photos. One or two of them may have had on cycling kit. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I ended up walking the last bit. I heard afterwards that only 2 people made it the whole way up without getting off the bike. So kind of hard to feel bad about that. It's been a long time since I've had to walk a climb. And wow, what a climb. Strava says 27%. I believe it. 34, 298 watts, 3 miles an hour. And just to be clear, I am not complaining, even though I was cursing a little bit on the way up. There were a couple other big ones, but nothing that needed walking. My focus after I got dropped was twofold. Keep the power over 200 watts and give my back a break. The last 10 miles, I could not ride low like this. I had to do the completely upright position because the muscles above where they put the holes in my back were very, very unhappy with me. I saw a couple people ahead at different points. If I could have ridden arrow, I might have caught them. It's hard to say. I didn't even try. Not that it really mattered. I wasn't out there to ride for position. I was out there for other reasons. Overall, great course, great race. Topped off with a little bit of single track right at the end. I love the Big River Gravel Series. They always do a great job with the courses. It was a race, so I should mention how I did, and I'm pleased with how it worked out. The main thing is that I made it the whole way, and that it wasn't an easy ride. Getting a good result was gravy. I ended up getting 3rd place in my race, the over 45 group, and 7th overall. I have to be pleased with that. But I am more pleased that it was fun. It was great to get out. It was great to compete. Great to meet a bunch of new people and hang out with them after the race over a couple beers. I'm gonna throw a photo of me somewhere over here that the organizer Luke took on the climb that I ended up walking, even though I was cursing at the time. You can see that I was smiling while I was doing it. What did I learn? Well, the easiest thing is that I need to work on flexibility in my back, although I knew that going in. Another thing, and this isn't directly related to this race, but it was topical, I suck at self-compassion. I was actually listening to a Hidden Brain episode around that topic on the drive out. I did not expect it to be useful during the race. My first instinct when my back lit up was to knuckle down and just force it, because pain is weakness leaving the body, right? Even though I wasn't out there to win, I can't say with honesty that I wasn't out there to prove something, even if that something was just to myself. Taking a moment to adjust strategy with the self-compassion goal in mind was useful. I didn't need to hurt myself, even if it was a temporary thing, which, given what's still going on there, I don't know that it would have been temporary. I'm looking forward to getting back out. Hopefully I will get in a time trial this weekend. Even with the 75 millimeter towers, spinal flexibility is going to be an issue. My next gravel race is another Big River Gravel Series, the Turkey Burner in November. I'm looking forward to that. Assuming things get better, I will see you all there. Hopefully you found that useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Cheers.